of Missouri.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and thank you, Madam Speaker, for this moment to be able to address about something that I still have trouble understanding the need to address. When people fought, when people bled, when people died, and we're still here, and all of that happened. So much of it happened before I was even born, even thought of, and we are still here. So St. Louis and I, we rise today because in Missouri, our right to vote is being taken away from all of us, from many of us. And by us, let me be clear that I mean Black folks, I mean brown folks, I mean indigenous folks. And despite the raising of our voices, despite the marching of our feet, despite us turning out the vote to deliver the government to Democrats, the Senate has yet to do anything about it. H.R. 1 is gathering dust in the Senate, and the filibuster remains intact. And with every passing day, the reality of the situation worsens. Yet rather than acting with urgency, some have even suggested instead we want to out-organize voter suppression. After an election year, when Black and brown and indigenous organizers gave their blood, their sweat, and their tears to deliver a Democratic House, Senate, and White House. A year when Black women turned the longtime red state of Georgia blue. When Black, brown, and indigenous voters stood in disproportionately long lines to cast their ballots on an election day that is not a federal holiday. A year when Black, brown, and indigenous communities have been disproportionately harmed by this pandemic, yet turned out in the face of these suppression tactics to vote in record numbers. We did this because we were promised justice. We were promised that our right to vote would be secure. We were promised a sustainable future, but rather deliver on those promises, we were asked to again give our blood, our sweat, and our tears to those who say just out-organize rather than legislate. I say shame. Shame that you take our labor for granted. Shame that you take our struggle for granted. Shame that your promises continue to go unfulfilled. And we have, like my chairwoman said, we have people who are living and struggling and burdened and oppressed ways that others aren't, are the ones who suffer the most. Shame that rather than doing everything within your power to deliver us this future, we're being asked to overcome voter suppression again. To those who are telling us just to out-organize voter suppression, my message to you is this. We already did.
The time of the gentlewoman from Texas has expired.
I yield back.